let's go about metric conversions, which are a lot easier than imperial conversions, due to the fact that we don't have to divide by 14 or 12. We just do hundreds and tens, which is all about just moving the decimal place. The smallest one we generally look at is millimeters, isn't it? Millimeters. That's the smallest unit. Generally, there are smaller. Does anyone know a smaller unit than millimeters in size? Might use it sometimes in science. Anyone heard of nanometers? Nanometers would go back, and it's actually smaller. Micrometers is smaller again. This is smaller than this, but we generally don't use them. Why don't we use beyond smaller millimeters? Yeah, they're just too small. We can't measure them in maths class anyway, because we just got a ruler, and millimeters on a ruler already look pretty small. So there's no way of measuring it. So we start with millimeters. You need to have special equipment to go shorter. Even an iPhone won't go shorter than millimeters, really. Okay, what's next up? What's next after millimeters here? Centimeters. cm, centimeters. You know these. What's next? Meters. And what's next? Kilometers. They're the main ones. All right. So we need to figure out how to convert between these, and that's what we're looking at the moment. Let's get a blue pen. Conversions. So how many millimeters are in a centimeter? How many millimeters in 1 centimeter? 10. So if I want to convert from millimeters to centimeters, what do I do? Divide by 10? Yes. There's 10 of them. So if I have 20 millimeters, that's 2 centimeters. If I want to work backwards, if I have 20 centimeters and I want to convert to millimeters, I would multiply by 10. It's 10 times more. They're not bigger, it's just 10 times more of it, because they're actually smaller in the same amount. Centimeters to meters, 100. So going this way, I would divide by 100, because for every 100 centimeters, I get 1 meter. And working backwards then, I'm sure you did this last year, you multiply by 100, because every 1 meter contains 100 of these, and so 100 times more in the same measure. Meters, kilometers, how many meters in a kilometer? 1,000, you know this. Oops. 1,000, coming backwards. Multiply this. Important conversion chart. You're going to be using this. Let's look at an example how you would use it. You can just take down the chart. You don't necessarily need to write the questions down here. So I'm just going to do a couple of questions. Okay, so I want to do 7 meters to millimeters. 7 meters in millimeters. Anyone want to suggest what my answer might be? Okay. 70? 70?
Oh wait, 700 millimeters.
700 millimeters? Anyone disagree? Nikita?
7,000.
7,000? Well, let's look. To get from meters back to millimeters, I'm going to have to multiply by 100 and multiply by 10. So I'm going to have to multiply this number by 100 and multiply by 10, or I can multiply all at once by 1,000, because 100 times 10 is 1,000. And that will get me to 7,000. So you wouldn't need a calculator for that, but you can use a calculator in this unit, and you will be allowed to use it in any exam. So let's do another one. Let's say I have 6,000 millimeters, and I want to convert that into, how many kilometers is that? 6,000 millimeters to kilometers. Tail. 0.6, you think? Okay. Anyone? Take me a second. To get from millimeters all the way to kilometers, we got to go through divide by 10, divide by 100, divide by 1,000. Nikita, you disagree?
0.06.
0.06. Oh, well, let's see. So I got to divide by 10, divide by 100, and divide by 1,000 according to my chart over here. So dividing by 10 will knock away one of the zeros. That's going to be 600. Divide that number then by 100, I end up with 6. And divide that number by 1,000. There's my decimal point. If I want to divide something by 1,000 from the first unit, I'd move the decimal point 3 spots to the left. So 1, 2, 3. I think there's going to have to be 2 zeros before the 6. What you said, Nikita? No, I think you. Yeah, you would have 1. So it's 0.006. So notice the way I slowed down and did it step by step before I tried to put in the answer. Here. Okay. Most of the conversions will just do straight from one jump, but sometimes you'll be asked to do more than one jump. Okay, we'll switch now and we'll see how good you are at these by doing a Kahoot.